Can you improve your PTE score by doing the PTE exam questions over and over again? Yes, I think you can. It is repetition. You might get those same questions on the exam, right? Well, let me ask you this. How are you actually monitoring your progress? Are you actually trying to improve yourself, or are you betting your time and your money that everything will just repeat for you on the actual exam? Now, in case you didn't know already, some question types will repeat more than others, and some hardly ever repeat. So for those of you that think it's too risky to just memorize exam questions, this video will provide you some free resources that you can use to try to monitor your progress and improve yourself. Are y'all ready? Let's get into it. The first free resource is TED Talk. Now, TED Talk is extremely helpful when it comes down to improving your reading and your listening. And yes, it is free, but it still comes down to you. How much time and effort can you put into it? Because life gets in the way of our plans. So just remember that progress and success do not come overnight. Now, first of all, TED Talk is free, and I'm pretty sure everybody has heard of TED Talk, but there seems to be a function in TED Talk that not many people are familiar with. Now, in order for me to show you, I'm going to have to share my computer screen. So when I do this, I'm going to walk you through this as if this is the first time you're seeing TED Talk. So here we go. Okay, so here we are on the TED Talks website, and it's TED.com. TED.com. Easy to remember, right? Some of you probably have seen this before, but I'm going to walk you through this as if this is the first time we are seeing this site together. So we can easily select the interests right here, but we're going to go up here to watch, and we're going to click on TED Talks, and it'll take us to this page. Now let me just close this off real quick, and you see there are thousands of talks that we can listen to, but let's filter through that because we don't want to listen to all of them, or we're not even going to be able to listen to nearly all of them. But you have topics that you can filter through, right? Technology, not so much business, but maybe science and global issues. Those are all issues that you might deal with in the PTE. So I'll just click on science, and you can actually select the language. And of course, what do you think we're going to select, right? English. But I believe English is already the default language, so you don't really have to filter through that. Now we can also select the duration. And if you're like me, if you have a short attention span, we don't want to pick anything in the 18 plus minutes, right? I can't sit through that. I don't have the patience or the attention span to sit through that. So I'm just going to pick the 0 to 6 minutes, nice and short, or as short as possible, right? As you can see, it filters out some videos for us, and I'll just click here. I see something right here. I'll just click on that randomly. And from the looks of it, it kind of looks like YouTube, right? This is not the reason why I'm asking you to come here to watch videos like it's on YouTube, because you can pretty much look for these videos on YouTube. No. Now in here, you can actually go through the settings and you can adjust the speed on how fast you want them to speak. I usually don't touch this because when you adjust the speed, they don't sound normal anymore. So now this is not the reason why I'm showing you TED Talks, because in here, transcripts, this is where we want to be. So before you watch the video, I want you to click on the transcripts. And as you can see, they give you all the text that they're going to be saying in this video. And when you play it, I want to show you.
In 2008, archaeologists uncovered two 9,000-year-old skeletons. There's no definitive way of knowing what killed these ancient people, but we do know their bones were infected by an all-too-familiar bacterium. The ancient Greeks knew its consumptive effects as phthisis. The Incans called it chaki-onke, and the English called it tuberculosis.
All right, I'm going to stop it here. Now, did you notice on the screen in the video, they showed the subtitles? Now, did you also notice that in the transcript, as the speaker is speaking, they will highlight the sentence that the speaker is on? Yes, that's very similar to the subtitles function. Now, this is the reason why I think TED Talk is good to use, because of this function I'm going to point out. Let's say, for example, you heard a sentence, but you were not sure on how they pronounce the word. You didn't hear it clearly. What can you do? Let's say, for example, this sentence right here, I want to hear it again. What would we do on a regular video? We would try to rewind the video to get to that position. However, with TED Talk, for example, if I want to hear this sentence again, I would just click on this sentence.
Skeletons. There's no definitive way of knowing what killed these ancient people, but we do know their bones were infected by an all too familiar bacterium.
Okay, did you notice that? I wanted to hear that sentence again. I clicked on that sentence and the video automatically rewinded to that position and then played that sentence again. This would be helpful if you didn't hear how they pronounced the word or if you just wanted to see how they read out the words in this sentence. And I'll demonstrate that again. I'll go to this sentence again and I'll just click on it.
Skeletons. There's no definitive way of knowing what killed these ancient people, but we do know their bones were infected by an all too familiar bacterium.
There you go, right? It would automatically rewind to that same position that you click on. And you can do that throughout the whole transcript. Okay, so you can just scroll up and down and find the sentence that you want to hear and click on that. That's why I say this is a helpful tool. Now keep in mind, TED Talks sometimes they have people speaking in strong accents. And sometimes you might not be able to fully understand what they're saying. And so what you can do now is take this and apply it to the next program that I'm going to talk about. So let's go to that. The number 2 free resource is Microsoft OneNote. You can use both of those together at the same time by taking one of the paragraphs that you're looking at in TED Talk and then pasting it into OneNote. From there, you're going to be able to practice your parts of speech and your pronunciation. And those two things are extremely helpful when it comes down to your reading and your speaking. Now, I've already talked about Microsoft OneNote in a previous video, so in this video, I will not be demonstrating on how to use Microsoft OneNote. But yes, it is free. All you need to have is either a Microsoft, Hotmail, or a Skype account. And I'm pretty sure most of you have at least one of those. If you want to see the video on how to use Microsoft OneNote, I'll link it above and below in the comments. The third resource is a voice recording software. Voice recording software is helpful to monitor your progress when you're practicing speaking. You want to be able to record yourself and see the sound waves to monitor whether or not you're hitting the stressed syllables the same way as a native English speaker. Now, this is by far not the same as your voice memo recording app on the phone. Now, there's a free voice recording program on the market, and I'll be showing you what it is. However, I have a paid program, so that's what I'll be demonstrating with today. So here we go again. This is the free version of the audio recorder. And it's compatible, as you can see, with Windows, Mac, or even Linux. And again, this is a free program you can download directly from their website. It is audacityteam.org. I will link it below. I will demonstrate what we can use this for, but with the program that I already have, which is a paid program. And you don't need that. You can just use this. It's going to be very similar. And there are tutorials all over YouTube that will show you how to use this. And you're not going to use this to its full potential. Not even necessary. We just need it for its basic features. And I'll link a video with one of those tutorials below as well. Here we have Adobe Audition. This is the paid program. You don't need this. It's very similar to Audacity, and for the basic functions that we need, that's it. We just want to be able to record our voice and see the sound waves. And why do we need to see the sound waves? Because we want to evaluate whether or not we're putting the stressed syllable in the correct position. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you. We'll first start by recording words. Once you get better at it, later you can see if you can evaluate your sentences. So I'm going to use the word pronunciation. And I'll use pronunciation because it ends with T-I-O-N. And T-I-O-N words, we will stress the syllable before T-I-O-N. So pronunciation has 5 syllables. That means we will be stressing the syllable before T-I-O-N. Okay, so let's give it a try. Pronunciation, pronunciation, pronunciation. So I recorded it 3 times just to see if we're doing it the same way. Now, as you can see here, it's going to break down the syllables because based on our voice. So if you see here, this one's the biggest one, the longest one, and the thickest one, right? So I would assume that this is the syllable stress. And let's just play it and see if it is the A-tion. So it's the A is the stress. The A, it's the A, right? There are 5 syllables. And when you're stressing words, every word has a stressed syllable. Unless it's just one syllable, then that's the only sound you're going to make, right? So to evaluate whether or not you're putting the syllable stress in the correct place, you'll see, even here, I'll play this one as well. It's the A, right? So I'm going to continue on, watch. I'm going to continue on, and let's switch it around. Let's say we put the syllable stress in the wrong place. Let's say we put it in the first syllable, pro. Okay, so what is that going to look like? Let's see. Pronunciation, pronunciation. So as you can see here, the syllable stress is in the beginning now. Well, that's what it looks like. So if you compare these two, you can tell that, okay, your pronunciation is off. You put the syllable stress in the wrong position. Let's try it again with a different position. Let's put it on the second syllable, none, all right, and see what that would look like. Pronunciation, pronunciation. All right, so here you go. If you compare with this, you can see the second syllable is the stressed syllable. This one is the first one, and this right here is the one before shin, the fourth one. So this is what I mean by you can record your voice to evaluate whether or not the system, computer, is actually picking up your syllable stress. Because if you're practicing here and it's not picking it up, well, imagine what's going to happen when you take the exam. It will just be flat. And that's the last thing you want, is to have the sound waves to be completely flat, because that means you have no pronunciation, because you're not stressing syllables. That's what pronunciation is. All right, so once again, this is the paid program. You don't need this. You have access to the free program online. And again, it will be linked below. So let's move on to the next one. If you're going to be taking a PTE mock exam, you should take the official one from their website. Now that itself is not free. And all the other ones online that are not official, just don't think too much of the score that you get. And when you do take the official mock exam, it would be a good idea if you record that as well, just like we do with the speaking, and that is free. You can review your performance and your results by yourself, or you can show it to someone that's knowledgeable and they can review it for you. So as you can see, every program I'm showing you is free today. Now here's an example of a recorded exam. I usually review these for my students before they go and take the real exam. By reviewing these videos, we were able to realize that sometimes it wasn't even a skill issue. It came down to a time management issue or even a technical issue with the mic or something. So let me show you how we can do this. Okay, so first I'll show you how to search for the program. It's not like Audacity where you go directly to their website. iSpring Freecam, you have to download it from a different website. And as you can see here, I type iSpring and it auto populates. And you just click on the link or the name and search for it. And as you can see here, it populates right here with the ratings, right? It has a 5-star rating and it's from CNET. CNET is a reputable website where you can download free software. And click on that. And now we're at the page. And all you need to do is, I don't know what happened there. All you have to do is just download it and you are good to go. Now I'll also be providing the link with instructions on how to use iSpring Freecam. It's provided by the company itself, so it'll be a basic run through. And that's pretty much all you're going to need because you're just recording the video. What you want to make sure is you always turn that microphone recording on, because I've had people where they forgot to record the sound. So that's important. Before you take the exam, make sure you test out and make sure the microphone is being recorded. All right. And now I'm going to demonstrate from the Mac version, and I have a Mac, so I can actually show you how everything works. All right. So you just saw the free version for Windows. Now I'm going to demonstrate the free version for Mac. And luckily, I'm using a paid program to record my screen right now, so I can demonstrate the free program. And basically, I'm going to record my screen 2 times. Everyone already has this. If you have Mac, all you got to do is go up here and type in quick. See, I've already had it up already because I just tested it out. So type in QuickTime and click on that. It'll auto-populate. And as you can see here, QuickTime automatically opens down here, right? And once you have that open, you're ready to do the screen recording. You might not have known you had this function, but QuickTime has that function. All you need to do is go up to File, and you see here, New Screen Recording, and you click on that. Before you take the exam, you want to test this out first. Make sure the sound is recording properly. That's probably the most important part. You hate to do a mock exam and not record any sound. So once you hit this button right here, it will tell you that it's starting to record. And if you go up here, you see this will turn solid black. That means it's recording now. So you do a sound test. For example, mic check 1, 2, chicka chicka, mic check. And when you're done, you click on that button again, and it's finished. It will auto-populate the video and now play it back. Turn solid black. That means it's recording now. So you do a sound test. For example, mic check 1, 2, chicka chicka, mic check. And when you're done, you click on that button again. There you go, I just tested it out, and damn, that was too loud. So now I know I have to adjust something because I don't want to take the mock test with that loud ass sound. So I need to minimize that a little bit and I'll go into the settings. But anyways, this is how you do a screen recording. Whenever you do a mock exam, make sure you record it. Either you evaluate it yourself or have somebody look at it. All right, and that's it. All right, there you have it. Those are some of your free resources that you can use to try to help you improve while you're studying for this PTE. If you thought my video was helpful, please check out my other tutorials. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.